You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
We just struck a deal with Outbound. I'm so excited. We have partnered with the crew at Outbound to give the membership base here a brand new Tesla Model Y vehicle. Members can grab the Tesla on demand as they need it, whether they're jumping between Cubes buildings or alternatively going out to meet clients. Some of them are actually even taking it home for the weekend. This Model Y, our members have access to at the click of a button. They download the app and they can drive away within minutes. It's pretty slick. We will be adding more cars to the fleet and offering as the service increases. And I gotta say, I think it's pretty cool. On the vlog today, in Wheel Conversations, I've got Mark, who ordinarily is traveling overseas, but he seems to be here today. Hey buddy.
Hey man.
How are ya?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, good.
Hey.
Mark, everyone.
Hey, my Toby, my chauffeur.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, we have been gifted a Tesla.
Yeah, look at this.
By a company called Outbound, and all of our members can actually use the car by the hour. And so what I thought would be cool, firstly, you're in the country, which we'll get into in a minute, but what I thought would be cool was if I picked up members and took you back to took you to Creative Cubes.
First time the boss has picked me up, the chauffeur boss.
I'm not sure about that, but firstly, where are you going?
Let's go to the South Melbourne side.
South Melbourne it is.
Yeah. I've actually got a meeting in Collingwood this morning, but take me to South Melbourne first, and then maybe you can drive me to I'll hire the car and I'll go to the Collingwood side.
He's taking liberties already, guys.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
Firstly, unusual that you're in the country. The last time I saw you, you were at Sydney Airport. I was coming back to Sydney.
That's right.
Yeah.
We bumped into each other
That's
at
it.
the airport, of course. Yeah.
Normally, Mark, you're Mumbai, China.
Yes, I think actually that was Mumbai. I have been going to India a lot lately, and I'm going back again second week of December. So there's a big business that I'm working on. Well, I think it's going to be a big business. It's a small business now, big opportunity, I should say.
Yep.
And it all just comes back to, I guess, this almost realization that I had at one point about if you want to have a really big business, go to where the people are. And so I'm in China quite a bit as well.
Yep.
And now I'm in India quite a bit. So China and India, two biggest populations. And I just, I find like if you can get something right in a country of that size and that scale, the business just has a long way to grow and a good opportunity to grow into.
You call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far, don't worry, baby.
And talk to me about what is the product or what is the service that you're actually endeavoring on?
So in China, I do Australian brands in China. Okay. So we take Australian retail brands and we set them up in China and sell either e-com, and so everything in China gets sold through Alibaba platforms, basically, like Tmall, for example. And then we also have an arm of the business, which is through an association where we do retail stores as well. So through that, we have brands like Tony Bianco, for example, Volley, like big brands that we represent in retail. So but in India, I'm working on a franchise. I can't say exactly what it is because it's going to be publicly announced in February. I can say that we've already got 4 sites locked down, and they all are around Delhi. And I'm going to Mumbai in the second week of December, and we're looking at another 3 sites around Mumbai as well. So we're hoping to have 7 sites confirmed for our franchise business. The first 3 are self-owned. Yep. And so we're going to own the first 3, and then the next 3, or 3 or 4, will be under joint venture with a franchisee.
Super cool.
Yeah. So
A local?
Nope, an Indian company.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A local to that.
Yes,
to that market.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So, look, it's exciting. It's different. Like, it's a different way of doing business, but it's super exciting just because of the scale.
Worry, you don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
What makes India a little bit easier to work in than China, and I won't say that it's difficult to work in China, but what makes it easier in India is the language. Almost all Indians speak English, and not many Chinese speak English. And so for me to go into, say, presentation in China, you stand in a boardroom and no one knows what you're saying. But they all just nod and they're like, that's great, but they don't know really what you've said.
Totally.
But they're very respectful, of course. But in India, it's easy to just sort of, I think, scale teams out because they know what you're saying, they understand the vision. And so I'm just finding India to be just like a great place to do business so far.
That's super cool. And so, have you got products here, or are you looking for more products?
No, I mean, so the business that takes Australian products to China is called Red Giant. We're redgiant.co. You can, if an Australian brand wanted to explore going to China, or they wanted to do IP in China, so we do like IP for people, like trademarks and whatnot.
Yep.
Then yeah, they can absolutely reach out to us, and we'll see if their brand's China appropriate.
Yep.
And I guess the catch with it is not all brands are. Like, you have to be quite selective with it. But the ones that are and the ones that do well can do exceptionally well. So
Yeah, fascinating.
yeah, I mean, look at Tesla. Look how well they do in China.
Yeah.
Ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby.
And so talk to me when you travel. Is there, I assume there's a lot of time by yourself on the commute.
Mm-hmm.
Are you plugging in and listening to anything specific on music-wise, podcast-wise?
I'm actually I love to listen to old school classic music.
All right.
So I'm like probably a bit different. I'm 36, but I just love music from sort of like, the 50s, 60s. I love it.
So maybe a little bit of Marvin Gaye.
Ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. The other day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me. From that day on,
That's a great entrepreneur song as well.
I actually agree.
Yep.
There's ain't
No mountain high enough that will
Amen.
keep me from getting to you, which
Dang.
you could say is like the top of your entrepreneurial journey, your goal.
I couldn't agree more.
Yep. There is nothing that will stop me from getting to the point of success.
I am right there with you. Mark, we're coming up to pull up here in South Melbourne.
It was easy as that?
Mate, you live too close.
I know, we should have driven further out. We could have just driven around the block, but I live very close to South Melbourne Cubes.
Unreal. I'll actually take you up to level 2. And
Which is where the car gets parked.
it does.
Yeah, so the car gets parked, we can jump in it,
Yep.
and we get it for as long as we want, and we can just
Yep.
drive it around.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the deal is you got to speak to the happiness team.
Mm-hmm.
They'll set you up with an account.
Mm-hmm.
It's $20 an hour or $120 for the day.
Mm-hmm.
One of our members actually won it for the weekend.
Yeah, that's so much actually
Wellington.
way cheaper than an Uber.
Correct.
If you drove around in an Uber for an hour, that would cost you way more than $20.
Correct. And you don't have to pay for petrol because Cubes has EV charging at all of its locations. So you just come up, plug in, and you're taken care of. So
Yeah, that's
Super
awesome,
cool,
man.
man.
That's great.
man, I'm really excited for you and your business.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to pick you up today.
Thank you for
Thanks
being.
for coming on the vlog.
Thank you for being my one-time chauffeur
And
enjoying some Marvin Gaye with me.
Marvin Gaye. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Park, man. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right,
Okay.
best of luck.
Thanks.
We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Thanks, guys.